The whispered file, nocturnal frontal lobe epilepsy. There's a condition so violent and so strange that for decades doctors thought families were lying about what happened in the dark. Parents watch their children thrash and scream through the night after night, and were told it was just bad dreams. It wasn't. It was a genetic disorder hiding in plain sight, one that strikes only during sleep, that runs through families like a curse, and that science is still struggling to fully understand. It's called autosomal dominant nocturnal frontal lobe epilepsy, or ADNFLE, and it begins in childhood, usually without warning. A seizure hits around midnight. The body goes rigid. The hands clench into fists. Arms flail upward, then drop. Legs bend and straighten, in a pattern that looks almost choreographed. And the sounds, shouting, moaning, raw animal crying, pour from the throat. It lasts maybe a minute. Then it stops. The person wakes, confused. Maybe they remember fragments. Maybe nothing. And they go back to sleep. Then it happens again. 2 hours later, then once more before dawn. Families described these episodes for generations before anyone took them seriously. Doctors called them nightmares, bad sleepwalking, behavioral problems. Some families were even investigated by social services. But the pattern was always the same: violent, rhythmic, nocturnal, and genetic. Run it through 3 or 4 generations, and half the children inherited it. The real breakthrough came when scientists mapped the genes. 3 specific mutations in CHRNA4, CHRNB2, and CHRNA2 were tied to the condition. All 3 control the same thing: receptors in the brain that respond to acetylcholine, a chemical that regulates sleep and wakefulness. Something in those receptors misfires when the brain transitions into sleep, and the frontal lobe, the part that controls movement and impulse, seizes. But here's what still doesn't add up. The thalamus, deep in the brain's center, is supposed to gate sleep signals. The cortex is where conscious thought lives. And somehow, mutations in a single neurotransmitter receptor can trigger this precise, violent choreography every single night. Scientists know the genes involved. They know where the seizures start. But the exact mechanism, how a single genetic change cascades into hours of nightly violence, remains unsolved. Families live with this. Children grow up expecting the seizures. Some outgrow them, some don't. And even now, with genetic testing available, many cases are still missed. What do you think triggers the seizure at that exact moment in sleep? Drop your theories in the comments.